Hi, Kirk. How are you?
Hi.
Well, let's start from the beginning. What motivates you to investigate the bottom of the seas?
Oh, well, we were very excited at DreamWorks. There's a long tradition of subverting the tropes,
Yeah,
from a ogre with a heart of gold to a panda, chubby panda who's a kung fu warrior. But the idea was that this would have been the first female title lead of a DreamWorks film, and that taking a monster that has only been portrayed as a monster and subverting
yeah,
that and challenging that expectation was really an opportunity for all of us. And we knew that it had an opportunity to both have comedy, but
yeah.
also epic scale and scope, which is something we look for, especially for theatrical experiences, you know? So
Yes, I
that in
agree.
itself was something that was very important to me and to the team.
Eu só queria ser o Marinho, adolescente normal.
E qual é a graça disso? Você tem poderes que nem consegue imaginar. Você é a protetora de todas as criaturas do oceano. Cabe a você derrotar as terríveis sereias.
Mas as pessoas adoram sereias.
É claro que adoram. As pessoas são burras.
Let's talk about the obvious parallels with The Little Mermaid. It's like almost the opposite, yeah? The Little Mermaid wants to go to the land, and the Ruby wants to go to the
Yeah,
seas.
go see, yeah.
Was conscious these parallels?
I think that the idea was from when the writers first brought it in, it was really about the family, a family of sea monsters living on land, which is what we have at the beginning of the movie, right?
Yeah.
When we were developing it, when Ruby became the focus of the story as the main Kraken and the mermaid became her foil, obviously the subversion of the Kraken only led to the subversion of the mermaid, which is if she's always good, well, now she's not. So that was kind of the playful idea, but also part of that was in the style of the 80s and 90s sort of teen comedies of the popular girl come to town, like the Regina George in Mean Girls, if you will, or
Yeah.
Easy A or Booksmart, there's always a girl that seems to have the world at her fingertips, and then our lead who is anything but. So I think that sort of took a lot of that on too.
But with a red hair mermaid, it's like a blink of an eye to Disney, isn't it?
there's a lot. We from the first minute we saw, we tried lots of different versions, and we've had a lot of conversations. But the instant read, and when 80-minute movie and an instant read of who's the most popular girl in school, well, that's the one. It just
Jane
okay.
Fonda, man. How can you get her? Jane Fonda.
I know we were very lucky when we pitched the story tour. We were still in script stages, but when we pitched the story tour, I think, the thing that resonated with her most of all was this opportunity to tell a mother-daughter story. And I think even though she was in the role of being, difficult, like the tough grandmother, she knew that her heart was in the right place, and that, families, as we know, have a lot of love, but there's also wounds. That side of the story, how a teenage girl, and I believe, teens have a lot to teach us, youth culture does, how a teenager could teach us and teach a grandmother, an old warlord like Grandmama, something about humans, that she had a prejudice against them. And even for her mom, who believed that the world would be unsafe for her daughter, but she had to choose her own path. Just like she got a choice.
Yeah.
And I think that's a relatable thing for Tony, is we all know as parents, there's a point where you need to talk to them, but you're still protecting them. And there's never a perfect moment, but being open and having discussions and being open is the way forward.
As mulheres da nossa família têm o poder grandioso de se tornarem krakens gigantes.
O que você falou?
Ruby, você é uma princesa. Dirija-se à multidão.
Eu acho que eu tô tendo um ataque de pânico!
Thank you very much, Kirk.
Thank you.
Congratulations for your work.
Hey, thank
Bye-bye.
you.
See you next
Bye.
time.